started coming to the NDSC convention. At the convention, I heard people speaking about all things people with Down syndrome have accomplished. And I heard people with Down syndrome speaking for themselves too. I began to want to be one of those people. I want to be a self-advocate. 2012 was when it all came together for me. The NDSC was sponsoring a day on the Hill where members of the NDSC went to Washington, D.C. to advocate for 3 bills that would help people with Down syndrome. They encouraged self-advocates to go too. So I thought, count me in. When we got there was a training session to help us know what to say. Then off I went to meet my senators and representatives. I told them a little about myself and then about the 3 bills I'd hoped to co-sponsor and why they were important to me. My parents were with me, but my Congressman Spencer Baucus wanted to talk to me, not them. Right then and there, he agreed to co-sponsor 2 of the 3 bills, the ABLE Act and the Trisomy 21 Research Act. This experience was an eye-opener for me. My voice mattered, and I learned an important lesson. People with Down syndrome need to speak for themselves. A few years later, Spencer Baucus had retired, and I went to visit my new representative, Gary Palmer, to tell him about the Transition to Independence Act. He was polite, but he told me right away that he wouldn't support anything that cost taxpayers money. I was polite too, and I explained that my good education had enabled me to get a good job, and now I was a taxpayer myself. But he wouldn't support the Transition to Independence Act. This didn't make me feel successful, but I learned something important from this experience too. You don't always succeed in your advocacy. You still need to be polite and stay positive. I hope Gary Palmer will remember me when he thinks about voting against legislation that will help people with Down syndrome. Doing political advocacy helped me understand what the word advocacy meant. But it also helped me see that in school, I'd been a self-advocate since I was a little kid. I always wanted to be in the regular classroom, learning what everyone else was learning. Every year in my IEP meeting, my parents and I would say this is what I wanted, but even though I made good grades every year, my teachers would say, okay, for now, but next year will be too hard for you. Not until the end of the 11th grade, when I had passed 4 of the 5 graduation exams, did my teachers finally believe I would get a regular diploma, and I did the next year. I learned that being a self-advocate means sticking to what you want, even if not many people believe in you. A few years after I graduated, schools in my area were making it harder for students with Down syndrome to be in the regular classroom. So I went to talk to a local school board. I told them all the things my inclusive education had helped me accomplish and the ways I benefited from the regular classroom. I hope they give their current students this benefit too. High expectations help all of us succeed. The same advocacy skills that helped me at school and with my congressman have also helped me pursue my dreams in my community. I sing in my church choir, and I am a cantor and lecturer, and I am a ballroom dancer, and a half marathon racer. These are things I love, but when I first wanted to be involved in some of these activities, I had trouble finding an opening. Some people doubted I could be successful, but I stuck with it, and I have been successful. And you will be too. So my advice to you is don't give up. Keep advocating for yourself and people with Down syndrome in every area of your life. Pursue your dreams. When people with Down syndrome do their best doing what they love, whatever it is, we are powerful and we accomplish a lot. We will make the world a better place. Thank you.
Is that working? So see why you never want to, is it working now?
Yeah.
See why you don't want to speak after a self-advocate? Gosh, I think we could all go home if we got another self-advocate to hear from. Hey, while Christopher Bennett comes up and gets ready and we pass out his, Christopher and Heather Sachs and Lauren Camp have worked on a self-advocate toolkit. While they get those passed out and come up, we're going to take questions for our panel. So come on up and we'll get these passed out. We have about 2 minutes. Anybody have a question from one of our wonderful panelists? Didn't they do a great job? Anybody have a question? Is this on? Okay. No. I'm loud. Is it on now? Yeah. I don't know why it's not. Thank you for sharing that. So we're glad you're pursuing your dreams. Anybody else have a question? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and stand up and I'm allowed to go on interpret for you.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Houston's Oklahoma. And for the parents, I want to give a comment about my daughter didn't want to come with you. So the issues of mine to schools more important. How do you decide when to honor that choice for them versus no, you're going to come and do this?
I think the way I've honored it is that in the past she has come to short things. Is this working now? Yeah. So she has come to things that are like 30 minutes away. She does her thing and she can go back. Where this whole presentation was 3 hours away, she would have missed her entire day of school, which was way too much for her. And I think had I let her know maybe 6 weeks in advance, where we could have talked about it, we didn't know 6 weeks in advance. So, and I felt it was more important for her to be at school personally than to just be a representative.
And I'm going to address that question too, because I have a 19-year-old who is very independent, and we really just tried to limit the number of times that she had to be out of school to go do advocacy, because it's important, but school's important, and she's like Rebecca, she loves school. And I made a deal with her senior year and said, unless it's something really, 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 really important, you do not have to miss school this year, because you've been a trooper and you've done your job and you deserve to get to not to miss school your senior year. So I think you just have to kind of measure it that way. And you can always take their one-pager that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes, and you can use that, and you can put them on social media too if they're willing to do that. So it's really kind of a personal thing. But okay, we're going to move to Christopher. Lauren's coming up, and we're going to let you guys go sit back down. Hey, these guys are going to be around all weekend. If you have questions, find them. They are a wealth of information. Julie can tell you more about the Pennsylvania Down Syndrome Advocacy Coalition.